Hey everyone, I am Robin the Copy Bitch. This is Stewie, my sidekick sloth. And today we are going to talk about why is copywriting important? If you're asking that question, you are probably a new or newer copywriter. Maybe you're someone who's thinking about getting into it. Maybe you're kind of, lurking around on YouTube and doing some website searches and trying to figure out, what is this copywriting thing and why is it important anyway? So let's talk about that. In order to talk about it, whether it's important and why it's important, we actually need to talk about what copywriting is. So that's the first lesson. I'm a big fan of keeping things super simple, and there are plenty of definitions online as to what copywriting is. And the nice thing about it, I think it's so funny, is like none of us can really agree. Not that we're disagreeing with each other, but everyone has their own definition of copywriting. So here's my definition. My definition is super simple, it's to the point, it tells you hopefully exactly what it is. Copywriting is any writing that sells a product, a service, or a cause. Boom. All right, there's nothing really fancy about that, not clever. Maybe you're expecting glitter and sunshine and rainbows and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, we're not like, curing cancer. It's writing that sells a product, a service, or a cause. And copywriters are also known as content marketers. We're known as content writers. We're known as freelance advertising copywriters. We're known as just freelance writers, and I can already hear the cranky critics saying, no, content writers are different from copywriters. You say tomato, I say tomato. Here's the thing, and I get where people are coming from. They want to make these distinctions, but all of this writing that we're doing is trying to sell a product, a service, or a cause. Yes, content writers might be, people would argue, more at the top of the funnel, where you're just trying to engage the audience and get them, enthused and have fun and be loyal and all that. But ultimately, you're not just there to make the audience happy and enthused. You're trying to make them happy and enthused that they'll stick with the brand and eventually buy from the brand. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to sell stuff. When it comes to the whole selling a cause, that could be a political cause, that could be a nonprofit. So every time you get something in the mail from like the American Red Cross asking for donations or something like that, a copywriter wrote that, okay? A direct response copywriter, and that's like a big business. So someone has to write those words for those donations to get you to vote for the candidate or to buy a product or service. That's what copywriting is. So why is copywriting important? Well, the definition that I just shared probably has shed some light as to why it's important. I'm famous for saying that content makes the business world go round. It is the thing that kind of fuels everything. Think about it. A business will have a website. They'll have a social media presence. They will have marketing collateral. Maybe it's digital based, maybe it's print based, maybe it's both. They might run radio ads. They might run TV spots. They might have an email marketing campaign. They might have banner ads. I mean, there's no shortage of marketing materials out there, and someone needs to write all the words that go onto those marketing materials. And the words can either compel the audience to take an action, like to become a follower, to become a fan, to buy a product, to vote for a candidate, or the words might repel the audience. Those are extremes, but it can go either way. So the words do matter. The copywriting is important. It's an essential element to your overall marketing strategy, to your overall content marketing strategy. You need someone to write the words. So it's an important piece of a successful business. Can you have a kick-ass product or service and it just sells itself? You always hear about those stories, those outliers that do that. But by and large, a company with a great product or service still needs to market, and they need words to support the marketing, and that's where copywriting comes in, and copywriters or content writers or freelance writers or content marketers or whatever you call me. Just call me a writer. That's often what I say when someone says, what do you do for a living? I'm a writer, because it's just easier to explain. So here's a question that's been bubbling up a lot, and I'm going to be doing more videos about this. Can AI, artificial intelligence, do copywriting? And here's the thing. I don't think as of right now, that AI can do copywriting without human involvement, which might sound weird because it's like, isn't that the whole point? It's artificial intelligence. Why do they need a human? It's not there yet. The thing that humans bring to the equation is the fact that we're human. It's our humanity. We sense emotions, we get emotions, we can read the subtext, we can read nonverbal gestures, we know how it feels to want a product or have a problem and need to find a solution, whatever it is that you're selling, like buying a new car or trying to pay for college or trying to get a home loan or researching doctors because a parent is ill with cancer and you're trying to help out. Like, we get all the emotional stuff that drives going to Google and doing those searches that leads us to the solutions, the products, the services, the healthcare providers, whatever it is. So we bring those emotions. We get the psychology. I'm not saying AI will never get there, but I don't think it's there right now. And I've been playing around a lot with ChatGPT, and I just started playing around with Bard, and they're impressive. Don't get me wrong. And I do think there's a place. I think that copywriters and AI can play nice in the same sandbox. And I think AI can help writers. And I think we're seeing a lot of writers out there who are using AI successfully to help their business. I've been using it for lots of outlines for blog posts, just to double check to make sure, like, if I've forgotten about anything or, just to get started and as a jumping off point. It can be good for shorter copy, but even with training, like I'm trying to train it on different clients' brands, it's not picking up the voice, so you still need the writer to come in and bring that, little magic something. So I don't think we're there yet. So I stay tuned, however, because that could change. I'm recording this in May of 2023, and who knows, maybe a year from now I might be singing a different tune. But there you have it. So why is copywriting important? Well, before we can talk about that, we have to know what copywriting is. At its simplest, it is writing that sells a product, a service, or a cause. Boom. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to get someone to take an action. And like I said, we're not curing cancer. We're not saving the world. We're usually trying to just help our clients sell stuff, products, services, causes. It is what it is. It's not a bad thing, but let's not try to puff ourselves up into something more. The copy we do in order to be effective, sometimes, it can be clever and fun, but sometimes just basic and straightforward will outdo and outperform stuff that's clever. It's kind of weird how that happens, and that's why you have to test stuff. And I am a creative writer for sure. I write fiction, so I get the urge to be creative and wanting to make it more, and sometimes I will. And if it works for that particular client and it gets the audience to do what we want them to do, great. Like I said, sometimes just, basic stuff can get the job done and get the job done well. So you never know. And that's why you have to play around with your copy. That's why you have to keep reading and learning and watching videos and the like. And I certainly don't have all the answers. And I am just one copywriter with one point of view. But I've been doing this for a long time, over 20 years. So take that for what it's worth. And hopefully you found some help from this video to know why copywriting is important, what copywriting is, and how AI is starting to fit into the equation, right? If you did find something helpful from this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are a budding copywriter, maybe someone who's been around for a while, and you're just trying to sharpen your copywriting skills, consider subscribing to my channel. I'm putting out content regularly, doing a big push right now, and hoping to do 2 to 3 videos a week. And your subscription will help me continue to do that. So once again, I am Robin the Copy Bitch. This is Stewie, my sidekick sloth, and we will see you next time. Bye!